This is Paw Print, an animal rescue community, episode 83. I'm Harold Rhee.
I'm Nancy Rhee.
And today we're going to talk about Phelps, who did a boomerang. We talked about him we talked about him a couple times in previous episodes, and he's back for a third and hopefully final time on this podcast. We'll talk about Athena, our current foster dog, wonderful, lovely dog. And then Giovanni, our short-term pirate dog. We'll talk about that. So maybe mention first about Phelps, our boomerang dog.
Yes, Phelps was adopted, and then about 2 weeks later, he was returned. The adopter knew that Phelps could be growly and nippy sometimes. He was okay with that because he was a pretty dog-savvy person. However, he had a younger brother, a younger adult brother, who did not get along great with Phelps. So when they were alone at home, Phelps would try to nip at him, and it just wasn't working out. So the adopter made a difficult decision to return Phelps.
Although he did come back with a great haircut, so
They took great care of Phelps. They groomed him. He was looking great. He was as lively as ever. And he was readopted. He was returned on a Thursday. And then 2 days later, on a Saturday, I took him to the Bay Area Pet Fair. It's the largest pet fair in probably the whole state of California. This young couple was passing by, saw him, and fell head over heels in love with him. So he got readopted, and they knew he could be nippy growly, but he seems to be working out fine with them.
all right, knock on wood. So thanks, Phelps, for coming back into our lives the second time, but hopefully this time the permanent family sticks. So that's awesome. You want to talk to us about Athena, our current dog?
Yes, Athena is one of those dogs you see on Facebook postings about dog rescues, where the dog is just completely covered in severely matted fur, and then they get a makeover and they look like a totally different dog. So she was extremely timid when she was brought into the shelter, so the shelter staff decided that they're not going to do a medical evaluation on her. They were going to wait on that and not bathe her or trim her. And this went on for at least many, many weeks because I kept seeing her on the list of available dogs. Some dogs are only available to rescue organizations because of behavior or medical reasons. So when I picked her up, she was really stinky. When I brought her home, I couldn't bathe her because she was just so heavily matted. So I had to trim that off first. And that, I think, took like 2 hours.
And that was amazing. Nancy with a pair of scissors, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to use scissors, but I'm a novice groomer. I don't have the right blades. So I used to use a scissor to trim off all the matted fur. So it took a really, really long time. And then I actually, the day we brought her, we were really busy that night, so I couldn't bathe her. But I just laid into the night. I just cut off all the matted hair, and I bathed her the following day. And already she was looking like a different dog.
Yeah, Nancy did an awesome job. And thanks to our guest from episode 38, Mark Imhof, also known as Mark the Dog Guy, because he has some really inspirational posts about cleaning up some pretty beat up and matted dogs. So thank you, Mark.
Yeah, and Athena is she's definitely a terrier mix. When I posted her on Facebook, someone suggested she might be a Wheaton Terrier. It's possible. She's a gorgeous dog, very, very sweet. My hunch is that she was probably used as a breeding dog, judging by her stretched nipples, and she probably delivered a couple round of litters. Just a beautiful, very, very sweet dog, and has the softest fur.
Mm.
Yeah, softest fur ever, which is ironic because her fur was in such bad shape.
So she knows the doggy door. She is definitely potty trained, about a little over 2 years old, you said?
Yeah, she eats really well.
Eats
Loves
very,
to
very
eat.
well. But she gets along with her dogs pretty well.
Oh, yeah. She loves other dogs.
Yeah, right now she's just a little bit shy.
I think she's pretty much out of her shell now, though.
So Athena. So if you want to find her, how would someone look her up?
She is on the Contra Costa Humane Society website. She's not adoptable yet. She had some congestion, nasal congestion, so we postponed her spay. So she should be available in the next 2 weeks. But in the meantime, you can see pictures of her go to www.cchumane.org.
Last but not least, definitely, we had a short-term foster, Giovanni. I call him our pirate dog. Nancy, you want to explain a little bit about Giovanni and the good ending that he has?
Giovanni is probably a Lhasa Apso Shih Tzu mix, and he has only one eye. He was brought in by a Good Samaritan to a veterinary hospital. He had a horrible eye injury, and one of our fosters at the Contra Costa Humane Society pulled him from the shelter and fostered him. So he was at the Bay Area Pet Fair for 2 days. It runs all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday he did not get adopted, but on Sunday, this lovely young couple met him and really fell in love with him. The husband was a research scientist, so he looked over her medical notes about her eye surgery, and and they said they absolutely love her.
All right, great. So I guess last thing is let's just talk a little bit about the Bay Area Pet Fair. For those who don't know, it's in San Rafael, California, at the Marin County Civic Center here in Northern California. And San Rafael is one of the rainiest areas of Northern California. You want to describe the weather that weekend?
It was pouring. Although the attendance was much higher than last year. Every year it's been growing. The fair is sponsored by Pet Food Express. And anybody who's everybody who's anybody in rescue in Northern California, and also rescues even from Southern California, attend this pet fair. It was pouring rain, but still lots of people came, and we had lots of adoptions. The Contra Costa Humane Society had 4 adoptions. I'm especially proud of Giovanni getting adopted. Oh, Giovanni is now renamed Newton, which is not surprising because his dad is a research scientist, so he's renamed Newton. But I was concerned because he's a one-eyed dog, and not everybody wants a one-eyed dog. But you'd never know it by if you see him moving around, you can't tell that he's missing an eye.
Okay.
So, it was a very successful event.
All right. So remember, adopt, don't shop. Support your local rescue organizations. Support your local pet fairs. Hopefully not breeder sponsored, but more rescue organizations sponsored, like the Bay Area Pet Fair. Well, we just want to say thank you to Nancy for giving us so many great updates on Phelps, Athena, and Giovanni. And once again, Athena will be available. If you want to see photos of Phelps, Athena, and Giovanni, go to our show notes at thisispawprint.com/83. That's the number 83. If you want to follow us on social media, that's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, look for our profile name, which is This Is Paw Print, all one word. If you want to listen to more episodes of Paw Print, you can find us on your favorite podcast app like iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Make sure to hit subscribe to get the latest episodes immediately. We just want to say thank you to all of you for sharing Paw Print with your friends and family. And remember, you share a message of love and peace by saving an animal. Have a great day, everyone, and see you next time on Paw Print.
Paw Print is a production of EVER Education.
You can't handle the truth.